think this really leans, or is there really a side that benefits?
I think that on attack side is definitely more beneficial. But on defense, the thing is you can rotate around the map faster than the attack can due to the fact that the teleporters are on your side. So it should definitely be interesting.
We'll see how they look to work it. Now, we are going to be getting into the game between these two, and I don't know about you, but I am absolutely excited for this round of 8. Now, we see the comps coming through. Anything surprising here? We talked about the KO. It actually doesn't get locked in. Instead, we see more of a look towards the traditional. We have the Phoenix coming through, the Jet, the Sky, a little bit newer, but still been around for a bit, but not a whole lot of smokes outside of this Jet for this side of the squad. On the other side, they do have the Omen, the Sova, and the Reyna, pretty big mainstays. Any surprise here?
That
Well,
goes
this
there.
feels pretty basic to me, honestly. I like what I see, and I think it's going to be an interesting tale of the difference between the Sova and the Sky is going to be.
Wow, this is a nice spot. This goes
Those two
here.
initiators initiate the sites completely different. So it'll be definitely interesting to see what we pull off here.
Absolutely. Now, we do have a couple more seconds before we get into it, but looking at these buys, we see a couple different things coming through. Going to have the Sheriff on the Jet. It looks like Vince going to hold down the site for now with the Cypher camera, and it looks like there's going to be a B-long push coming through. All 5 are looking to creep
Toxin
up
screen
this
down.
side. Scrolls holding down A, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any sight on that so far. No
Toxins
rotations
going
coming
up.
through just yet. This could be a
Toxin
really big
screen
push.
down.
Yeah, here we go. So it looks like they're doing the typical. They're poking and prodding on B long here, and they're just getting as much intel as they
Toxins
can.
going up.
See how it turns out. Immediately the arrow goes out. Notice that there's some cubby, and they're all there on side. Look at this 5-man on side immediately. Rotations are coming over from A as fast as you possibly can.
Oh my.
And Plant
Spike
is
planted.
going down. Finally get a trade out. 2 actually coming
One
through as the
enemy
Cypher
remaining.
picks him up. 1 going to be left to try to defend this Plant as Citric Acid is holding down B long, but there's going to be 3 they have to take down. Gets a couple pop shots off, but it's not going to be good enough, and Ace will pick that one up as the first round going to go down here, diffusing coming through, and this is certainly a big round to pick up. Typically, we like to think of if you win this round, you certainly have that advantage just in eco alone going into this next round, and typically, if you're able to get some of those Spectres coming through, it can be really big as to going 2-0 from the start.
Yeah, that's a big one, and especially because of course we're going to see the meta come out now with the forces. The weapon. It's going to be hard to take defense against that, but you'll see what happens with attack. Sometimes they're able to succeed on attack with eco buys, but typically the meta is the reason it is the meta. So it'll be interesting to see how round 2 unfolds here.
Absolutely, and we do have a Marshall pickup over on B. PJ going to try to hold this one down, and they get a pick on the Netfer to start this one out. Going to be a big one to have that already. Trying to get the trade out here, Citric, but another one going to fall to this Marshall push. Starting to come through as one comes through teleported.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
And what a round that was for defense there. The ability to hold side like that is incredible. The Marshall is such a powerful weapon, doing 101 on body shots. If you don't buy armor, it's a one-shot kill. And then of course, you got the skill cannon of all skill cannons, the Judge and Jet combo. So that's just a tough way to lose that round. But now we have full weaponry, so it should be a good 3rd round coming up on us.
And you mentioned something important there. Judge and Jet kind of goes together, almost like that Jet and Op combo that we just see so often. It's either you got the long range or the short range. But buys coming through this time for Pog Lemon. We'll see if they're able to even it out. Ace is going to sit on the corner here with the Judge, looking for some early picks. And it looks like we're going to see an A short push coming through here. Nobody coming through just yet for Pog Lemon, but they're starting to step up. Toti Fire going to get the first pick as Ace goes big on the frag to start this one out on Citric Acid. Does get the push back and going to have a trade out here. Fang picks up the Reyna. Andreas Toxic trades one out as well. So far, 2v3 as they're trying to clutch up this round for themselves. Fang doing a good job of holding down showers.
It's super important to notice how much space Toti Fire is taking up when they're holding the whole map. But like I said, there's some of that TP action we talked about. It's super beneficial to use those TPs to rotate fast.
Spike
But it looks like
planted.
defense here has pretty much surrounded. This will be interesting to see how they
Scanning
take
ahead.
it 2-on-2. 2v1 now, actually.
And Spike is down as the hot hands come through. Flash comes through as well. And Andre's Toxic will fall down. PJ picks up the last one there with the Ghost, putting in the work, and will be able to secure this defuse. Toti Fire going up 3-0. This is looking pretty tough for PogLemon so far. What do we need to see from them Hens to kind of turn the tides and get back into this one?
You know, with the double initiation, they need to, literally initiate the site a little bit faster, but it's hard to do that when you don't have a mobility duelist such as Jet or Raze. So really, you're just going to need to see some wide defaults, and they're going to need to hold the map wide and see what they can do, play for picks, and almost in a way.
This is a nice spot.
Absolutely. We'll see if that can come through them, but Jet actually picks up the off here. Ace trying to make it a bit harder for them to do what you just talked about, though. They are loading down A short, so staying on the opposite side of the op always going to be beneficial for them. We'll see if they're able to get the push onto it, and looks like we're going to have some smokes coming out on the site. A slow push now coming through A short. Nobody's fallen just yet, and the rotations starting to come over on the A side as Scrolls gets the first blood of the round, takes out Laser, takes out Citric, going to here, and that is going to set them up. Another kill coming through for Scrolls. Andre finally puts down the Viper, and Fang going to pick up net for just this last one remaining, and the sky will fall down. Another round going the way of Toti, and 4-0. This is absolutely not what PogLemon were looking for.
Yeah, they're gonna need a significant amount of momentum change here. They're getting ecoed pretty partially here. It's gonna be interesting to see how this round unfolds now that the op is still in play and she has headshot armor. But like I said, they have initiation. They just need to get on site. So, we need to see this Reyna do what Reyna does best, and that's get those kills,
Yes, this should do.
Absolutely. Now, another thing is kind of this comp coming out of Toti Fire, right? They had the Viper and the Cypher, which has really allowed them to hold down these sites and slow these pushes in from PogLemon, which compounded with what you said earlier, not having those dashes to get to site, has seemed to make it quite difficult for them.
Yeah, we're seeing push come up here from Big Long, and there's the op down from Ace with the headshot from Nestor.
Big pickup there. King Hit is going to push in here with the Reyna, trying to lead the charge onto site. They are throwing out a little bit of utility here in the smokes coming through. Spike is actually going to go down here if they're able to plant it. Citric Acid picks up one. Laser gets one. PJ turns it around, picks up two. Spike Carrier is killed, and it does not get planted. Gets three. PJ goes big, and Toti Fire 5-0 pick up another round for themselves. This Phoenix is absolutely hot right now.
I genuinely feel like that was going in PogLemon's favor. It just comes down to the map control and the site control. Toti Fire just really spreads out and makes it so difficult for PogLemon to kind of get their utility to spread across the whole site. It makes it really hard when you are attacking. If you can't take up the entire site, it becomes quite difficult to take the site and plant.
And getting control of elbow is certainly one of those things on the B side that can be quite vital to getting these site controls that you mentioned. If you can't lock that down, it's a pretty good peak site to pick up some kills. But speaking of kills, they're trying to get some onto this A site. Andre will take out Scrolls, and that's a big one with the Viper ultimate being expended here. Starting to push in slowly is this PogLemon team, and Ace picks up one. That will make it a little bit easier for the defense. The Jet is going to get two. Citric Acid, though, trades it around onto Fang, and three for the Opper, as they're looking for another one here with the knives. Shots just offline, and Citric Acid will get the res, but Ace is looking for the ace here, and we'll see if they can pick it up. Just two left for PogLemon.
This has been quite an incredible round for Ace. The 4-piece, 3 with the op, 1 with the knife. They know they're in U-Haul. They know they don't want to give her the ace. You can tell they're just looking, waiting. It's going to be definitely interesting to see how they let them play this round out.
Now it is a 2v2, so both of them certainly in it, but Ace is looking to hold true to their namesake, and we see a teleport coming through, or that may be a little bit of a fake
30
PJ
seconds left.
on B side. Jet still holding down A side as they're starting to push in, but time working against them, and it actually looks like Ace might have DC'd for the moment there, but won't have any issues reconnecting in time. Could pick up one here if Sage starts to peek out and just does not have the eye. Citric going for the plant. Ace looking for the kill on him, will pick it up. The Ace is there, needs the last one right here. Can't get it. Laser comes up big with the frag there. 1v1 between PJ and Laser. And PJ gonna go for the defuse here. Laser does have heaven control, puts out the blind, but PJ is a little bit better there. Picks up the kill onto Laser, and the defuse coming down. 6-0 so far, looking absolutely dominant is this Toti Fire team.
You know, Toti Fire is doing exactly what you want to see when it comes to picking a very basic lineup. Your duelists are dueling every fight they can get, and they're just going for it all the way in. And I love to see that when you see a Jet just going in headstrong, just who cares, right? That's part of the duelist mindset, is just go in and do what you can do. And PJ and Ace are just truly showing up right now.
And typically we think of duelists as having this more attack-sided rounds, but they're doing a lot on this defense, as you mentioned so far. Phoenix really helping the team just clean up here. Laser is going to lead the charge for the moment, and it looks like they want to go up towards this B site here, starting to work their way in. Though the Cypher tripwire is going to be tripped, and a slow push going to come out here from Pog Lemon. So far, have not been able to find a whole lot of success.
We do see a lurking Sova, and this could actually give them a lot of intel if they're able to survive. And unfortunately, Fang takes out Nefer, and the lurk is no longer there.
That does open things up a little bit more, and looking for the shot, but going to be turned around on is this Cypher. Gets the trade out. PJ going to pick up one. Laser trades out onto PJ. We're looking at a 2v3 here, and Citric is going to use the stage wall, but they're going to come out of the backside of site instead. Laser is peeking around the corner. We'll get the headshot onto one, but could fall here and will fall down to Scrolls. 1v2 here. Can Citric Acid clean this one up? He's going to have to take out two of them to do so, and they're going to throw out the Acid to make this just a little bit harder. Defuse starting to come through, is at half. Citric Acid will have to walk through it. The timer's coming down, though. I don't think they're going to be able to get it, and no, Scrolls will put him down. Defuse goes through.
And that's just one of those things when you're playing against a Viper and you see the snake bite on the ground, it's just a sad moment. You just want to you know, that's just one of those things where you see it and you're like, well, I have to either walk through it or I get flamed by my teammates or whoever it is for not trying. And that's just one of the situations where she was invulnerable walking through it. So it's just a tough situation right there that she had no choice but to push through that. Citric Acid tries, but again, unlucky for Pog Lemon.
And Pog Lemon just don't seem like they've had solid footing so far. We've seen them push onto these sites, and they'll get an opening pick, but then the corner holds just so well from this Toti Fire team to even things out. We'll see if they're able to get this push on the A side, and the Cypher taking one down is going to make it a bit harder as Andres Toxic falls. Have the Odin here on the Cypher, and the Odin's certainly a powerful weapon to use on defense as Scrolls picks up another one. 2v5 or 3v5 actually. Might look for a rotation here.
And if you notice, no matter what, there's no over rotations. That's how you can tell these guys are well versed in the game and they've been playing for a while. Toti Fire doesn't over rotate. Just because they hear action at one site, there's still two players locking down B and staying B, and it's super important for map control.
Absolutely. Now they do have the spike, and they are going to pick up a kill here, leaving just one left. The Omen has to try to get this one done, but instead might consider working their way over to B instead of trying their luck on A, though the rotation has come over for Jet, who will be sitting on site. Still
30 seconds
hovering
left
around the A site, and we'll see if Laser is able to take the 1v1. Ace has looked pretty good in these so far, and this is a very pivotal one. This Pog Lemon team needs something, and Ace with the op will pick up Laser. 8-0. They could be looking at a 13-0 if something doesn't change soon.
Definitely going that direction. You know, that last eco buy from Pog Lemon maybe wasn't the best because now they're extremely broke this round. So this round is very important. If they win this round, things could change for them. But if they don't, it could be going downhill from here for the rest of the half.
Now, Eco, one of those things that has changed just a little bit, and I gotta ask, Hens, how much has those recent Eco changes really affected the meta, or has it?
You know, I think it really does. Now, if you lose eco in a round, it is more of an issue and could really stunt your team's forward momentum. And we're actually seeing that right now with Pog Lemons. They lost eco and have to keep buying so many utility items that it's really just hurting them. And we're getting a big take on the B right now with all this util with these initiators, just like we were saying they needed to do. And look at this space they've made.
Spike planted.
Big space coming through, and Spike also going to come through as Sage, looking to push in, but could get caught out here. If Scroll's able to find it, finds the kill. Fang, Andreas Toxic takes out Scrolls there, and does use the ultimate. Never picks up one onto Ace. This could be the first round going to the way of Pog Lemon, unless this guy can clean it up. Does get the trade out onto Andreas Toxic, so now a 1v2. The Sova arrow should peek him out, and Netfer finally takes a round here for Pog Lemons. That's got to feel good, and gets the op.
They got the op, and they saved a little bit of money. They're able to buy. Laser will be able to buy for someone, so is Netfer. So that's a huge round, and that's exactly what they needed in order to turn this around. We could possibly very much see an 8-4 here, and that could be good on Bind, because Bind definitely is one of those maps where it just depends on how you're feeling on that day. There's no defensive, no attack sided. As long as you're confident, I believe you can win and come back from anything on this map.
Now, something we haven't seen a whole lot of hints is using those teleporters. It's been here and there sporadically, but not a whole lot of these big rotations that we sometimes see of just full teams going through the teleporters. And I don't know if that's just kind of how they've looked. They've really committed to these sites for the most part as this Pog Lemon team, unless there's just one left. They haven't seemed really willing to really change to a new site, and it's been tough for them at points. And it's not looking too good onto this site as they are stuck on this A short. It is going to be a pick though. Citric Acid gets one onto the Cypher. That certainly will open things up. Fang though trades one onto Citric Acid.
Very interesting to have this op in showers. This is such a crucial area to be holding, especially with all the intel you're giving it as a Sova. So this could be another round in Pog Lemon's favor, and it's looking quite good for them right now.
And Spike does go down as they have the numbers advantage here. PJ trying to make that a little bit easier from Heaven, gets a peek, but doesn't commit just yet. And Ace is rotating over. Time is ticking though for this Toti Fire team that they want to secure and go up 9-1. And this match, Ultimate coming out of Phoenix, they're done waiting, are starting to push into the site. Does have a little bit of control, picks up one, but the trade out there. And it is going to be a 1v2. Timer going down, has to make something happen, and Netfer on this op is able to put down PJ. Another big round for Pog Lemon.
And this is when the comeback is able to start happening. If you notice, Toti Fire's eco is getting lower and lower and lower. They had 8 rounds of freedom. They were buying ops left and right. Now they're not able to do that. We even see a Bulldog buy happening now. And that is super big for Pog Lemons. They're able to come back here and get at least 2 more rounds for sure.
Now, something we don't typically talk about a lot is this op on offense, but it's worked out pretty well for them, being able to get some of those pivotal shots. And you mentioned it, having that shower control of the op really worked out on that A site there. But it looks like we're going to have a B push for them here. Haven't seen as much success on this B side as maybe we have recently on the A. It seems like they've been able to get better control of that, though they're going to try to change the tides here and are starting to lead out here with a flash coming through from the sky. Should push on pretty cleanly, though the Cypher Trap going to be used.
You know, it's very interesting to see this Reyna taking full forward, and every time she just gets shut down. I can't help but wonder if that could be possibly where the slow-paced game is coming from. And they're just taking so many deaths here at the entrance of B long. It's really hurting the momentum here.
And we do see a wraparound starting to come through as Toti Fire are trying to change things up. But Laser comes up big for the squad, takes down 2. The Omen, however, could be snuck up on. His Fang is looking for it, gets the headshot. And now it's a 1v2, is trying to clutch this one up. Take another round in the flash. Coming through, might help with that headshot coming through onto King. And that will make it a 1v1. Sova still has to get the plant down if they want to win this round. Does have the op though, so this could be a tough 1v1 for Fang. Ooh,
wow.
And Netfer going to be just a little bit better with the op shot. Does get the plant too, and that is a little bit of an eco boost. Last round though, we'll see if they can win it.
I mean, eco boost and honestly a morale boost. Imagine hitting that shot. I can only imagine what their comms sound like right now. That was an incredible shot perfect timing with the Seekers coming out. I mean, this is how you turn a game around, 100%.
And Hins, there's a lot to be said for momentum, right? In these games, we'll see one team, like they're doing right now, just win a pivotal round, and then all of a sudden, here comes 2 rounds, here comes 3 rounds, and it is that morale boost. It just feels so much better, comms get better, and suddenly, you're feeling like you can take this one away.
I really think they're on a different feeling at the moment. You can definitely tell. Also, look at the faster paced movements. They're clearing corners faster. They're throwing you to a quicker, smarter. It looks good for now. I'm excited to see what they make of this last round here in this half.
We'll see what they can do. The blind coming out. Finally, the Reyna is going to start this one out with a frag, but Fang and Scrolls pick up 2 there, and that will make things a little bit more difficult. Netfer comes up with a big arrow, and that will even things out. 3-3 with the spike planet. Scrolls trades one out with Citric passive, the 2v2 here as Cypher is going to commit the ultimate. Netfer on the backside of A short might be looking to come around, and it looks like they're going to use the Hunter's Fury to make sure that they have to clear off the spike. This could be a really big one as Phoenix pushing out. It might end up meeting, and it does not look like they're going to run into them. PJ looking for the defuse, but Netfer going to pick up the kill. Citric going to pick up PJ, and that is going to take us into the half, 8-4.
Switching sides.
Right there is a perfect example of not giving up until it's over. Like that way is a beautiful example from Pog Lemons of turning it around on round 9 and then winning out entirely for the rest of the half. I'm excited to see how they play defense now, because I mean, quite honestly, those last 4 rounds, that's a winning team right there, 100%.
Looked entirely different for my money, Hins, and that's really what we wanted to see. It just looked like they couldn't find their footing, and when they did, they were looking quite dominant. Though this Toti Fire team has certainly had moments where they look nigh unstoppable, and taking 8 rounds to start, it's hard to count entirely against them, especially having this attacking side to look to finish things up.
So we're getting a little bit different pace, but I'm interested to see the difference in the attack speed with these 2 teams. I mean, right off the bat, we have a Cypher who's just going all the way in W key, and I love to see that. Sometimes you just gotta have fun with it.
Absolutely. Cypher tends to be a pretty good lurker too, so we'll look to see if they try to do that. But the full push is actually going to come out onto B for now, and Andre picks up one onto Ace. The trade out from PJ with the Ghost comes through in the hot hands, tossed out as Vinx picks up another one, and planting coming out from Fang here as they have the numbers game. They have control for the moment of the site. Netfer is going through elbow, going to try to change things up. It looks like Laser actually going to be one in elbow. Does get the utility used on them and hasn't pushed out just yet. Netfer still looking for an arrow to get some eyes on the things. The flash comes through, and Laser caught off guard, and Scroll's going to pick up Netfer. That is a pretty dominant round there for Toti Fire.
That was a good round. I mean, honestly, they executed the site really well. The thing is, the thing that they did differently than the other team, you know, than Pog Lemons, was they took elbow control so fast. And they held elbow control. Just Omen couldn't push out. You know, Netfer couldn't do anything. He had to go back through CT entrance. So this is a big difference on B. If you're going to take B and you're going to hold B, you just got to control that elbow space.
This goes here.
Yeah, elbow on B, it seems like it's just kind of one of those make or break moments. If you don't have it, it doesn't feel good. But if you have it, you are really set up to control the site well, especially with these Cypher cams being able to get the heads up and the eyes. And they're starting to push out as Ace is going to lead the way. PJ, though, will get the first frag of the round, picking up Netfer. And that opens things up. Push on as Ace is going to get 1, trying to get 2 here if they can pick up the Sky. But PJ helps out the homie, takes one out there. And we have a 4v2 with Pike going down.
1 enemy remaining.
Wow, that was just a fast round. And the execute there to take site, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They did the exact same execute this time through B, and it worked because the weaponry is just stronger. So now that we're on a buy round, it's just time for Pog Lemons to turn it on, just like they did the last 4 rounds of last half.
And it feels like Pog Lemon kind of has to this round, right? We're at that 10 mark. You really only need 3 more rounds to put it away. And while they did start to work into this lead, it's still a really big mountain to climb, Hens. What do we need to see from them on defense to kind of change things up?
You know, I'd almost want to say a little bit more communication. It seems like the rotations are too slow. Like, they're too late to the fight. And right now, we're actually seeing it. The moment they pop the ult, they're all running the A. So we could see exactly what I was asking about for, you know, faster rotation, quicker retake. So let's see what happens here.
Spike will go down. The Aldrone extended as well as Ace takes him down. The recon bolt, however, does spot out this Jet. The blind thrown through. They're trying to work back into the site. For the moment, though, Citric will pick up the Jet. Looks like they are going to have control of the site for the moment. The hot hands just off the mark. The defuse coming through as well, but they hold it at half. Instead, the trade outs here. Scrolls is trying to get this one for the team, but the defenders will get the spike all the same and get the kill onto Scrolls. Just one left, and won't be able to get the kill.
That's one of those things that I was just talking about. The speed in which they took the site, they weren't allowed to do the post-plant meta that they were trying to with Viper. And that's exactly all Pog Lemon needs to do. They need to push them on defense, just like they did on attack, with a little bit more momentum. I truly think they can make this team work a little harder.
Looks like, especially on this B side, now they mixed it up and went A. And we're going to see the B, it looks like this time, has been a free site for them. So not surprising to see Toti favor this one, as they're going to have Jet lurking just a little bit. And Scrolls will start this one out strong for Toti, picking up Andre. Rotation coming out a little bit as the Omen is starting to favor, but the trade out will make them come back to A as Ace takes down Citric Acid. Looking strong here on B for Toti.
There's some good defense coming out, good efforts. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Now it's all down to Laser. Let's see if he can do a 1v3. He has a gun advantage.
Spike planted.
Plant coming down here from Fang, as there is just Laser left to try to clutch this one up. Starting to push down B long. And Teleport coming out, doesn't fake it. Scrolls a little too smart there for that one, and Lasers will fall 11-5. Toti Fire need just 2 more.
You know, I think that actually might have been a mistake. It looked like he was trying to save the weapon with only 30 health and on a save round. I think he tried to TP back into the corridor, and it just didn't work. Bastion, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't think that was an intentional teleport. That's quite unfortunate, because they definitely could have used that Vandal on this eco round here, now that they're at 11 rounds.
Yeah, tough break there for Laser. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, you just kind of fat finger that key, and that might be what happened there, but they will certainly take it on this Toti Fire squad as Fang. Starting the recon here, has found the Omen, trying to hold things down. The blind coming through, slows him down, but Ace will not be stopped as Citric Acid going to fall. The Seekers coming through from the sky will give them eyes on a lot of them pushing strong into this site. Hold extended as well from the Viper, as they do have control, but the spike not down just yet. Binks picks up one on the Netfer, and 5v3 the numbers game here. PJ picks up another one. Ace gonna pick one up, just Laser remaining, and PJ will get it as the Flawless comes through. 1 round in between Toti Fire and winning this.
Match point.
That was just a textbook clinic on how to take A. That was just a beautiful take. I gotta give it to Toti Fire. I mean, that was just, they didn't stop. They took as much space as they could. They got the Viper in place to pop the roll. That was actually pretty nice. I gotta give it to them. Sometimes you just gotta give the round to them, because it was a great execute.
And it seems like Hins that we remarked on how great they looked on defense. They were like, wait till we get on attack side and we'll show you what we really do. And they, despite having a round here or there, have just looked incredible as a unit, and especially around this B side. And it looks like they're going to favor B again here.
That's a solid pick right there from Reyna, especially to open it up. This could be a good round for them to hold. The rotations are already coming in on B as well.
Get out of my way.
Going to be using the Hunter's Fury, though, as Netfer picks up Fang, and that will certainly help the cause. Is 4v3 the numbers game here. They need this round if they want to continue their hopes in the tournament. And Ace starting to work up just a little bit towards the B site. Citric Acid picks up the Cypher, and 4v2 the numbers game. Ace, though, has the op, and that certainly can pick up a couple of headshots. Sage going to play Kroos. The op shot coming through from Ace is a little bit better. PJ going to be clicking heads. He gets it. Attackers take that one away, as Toti Fire are going to win 13-5. An absolute